So, you know, I said, come on, let's get with it. Let's go ahead and do it. He told me that they were going to have to do a meniscectomy again, which they did the previous year. So already that year, I had like 85% of my meniscus at that time. And he said, we're going to have to do another meniscectomy, which is when they just cut off the meniscus. They don't repair it. They just kind of chop it off because the tissue is so worn out. So he said, okay, we're going to have to do another one of those because the meniscus is not repairable. So I said, let's go ahead and do it. He told me that it looks like it's going to have to be like another 15%, which would leave me with about 60% of my meniscus. And I said, okay, yeah, let's go ahead. Let's do what we got to do. That sounds good. I think 60% of my meniscus, I can get away with that. And then, you know, I go through the surgery and I wake up and I was like super happy that it was over. I was a little, you know, drugged up and everything. So I was a little extra happy.
Yeah.
But soon my dad had to break the news to me that, Victoria, not everything went as we planned, that we told you. Dr. Lowe, my doctor, he actually had to come to us and make the decision with us to actually take out a total of 70 to 80% of my meniscus, which would leave me with basically 20 to 30% of my meniscus left. He told my parents, and he told me as well, that my meniscus was just basically just so damaged that there was no logical reason to try and repair it, because I would be in the same predicament in another 2 months down the road. So he truly believed that just taking out all the dead tissue was going to be the best choice for me. And so I went ahead and, well, I didn't go ahead, but my parents went ahead and made the decision with him to go ahead and allow him to go ahead and do what he needed to do. And so when I woke up from the surgery, they told me everything. And so they told me, Victoria, you have basically 20 to 30% of your meniscus left, which is basically not much, like nothing. And I couldn't believe it. Like, the first thoughts waking up was like, my whole athletic career is done. Like, I can't do anything without a meniscus. Like, I couldn't even possibly like imagine myself doing anything athletically, or let alone being an elite Taekwondo athlete, or even having a chance of qualifying for the Olympics. In my mind, that was almost just like not even a thing at that time when I was hearing this news. And so I was just so hurt. I was, crying like I never had before. I really just thought like, my whole health was taken away from me, basically. It was a feeling of just like my abilities were taken away from me. But my doctor really believed. He said, Victoria, I really believe this is going to be the best decision for you. You're not going to have to worry about any more knee surgeries from this meniscus. And he really felt like I was going to be able to recover from this 100%. I didn't want to hear anything because I was just like, I have no meniscus. Like, what do you, like, this is crazy. But I really did feel I'm Christian, so this is my faith and this is what I share. But I really did feel the Holy Spirit and God's just place on my heart to just continue on, that this is not it. That wasn't the end of my career, that I really just had to have faith and continue on. And when I felt that, and I truly believed that was spoken to me, I just said, you know what? If that's the case, I'm done like trying to make this Olympic dream happen. I fully surrendered it to God and said, if this is going to happen, you're going to allow it to happen. I'm going to do my part in training as best as I can, and training my mind as well. but the rest it's gonna be in your hands. So I did that, and then I changed my diet as well. Another thing that I did was went completely vegan. Actually, right before surgery, I made the decision to go vegan, and so with changing my diet, and then afterwards actually changing my training, and just changing my mentality of letting go of my situation and just surrendering it. um, I truly believe that was the recipe, the equation for my success. um, Again, I started training more intelligently, and not so so hard, and training every
Aggressive.
single day, exactly, aggressively. I started training smarter. Started training less Taekwondo, a good amount of physical training. And when I was training Taekwondo, I was training smart. I wasn't just out there kicking, kicking, and kicking, and kicking. I was doing more of mental training, visualizations, strategies, technical things, studying the opponents. So I did a lot less actually Taekwondo training, and just more training my mind, and what I had to prepare for the Olympic qualifiers. I worked with a mental coach. She was great, and that's pretty much my recipe, I believe, for my Olympic qualification success. And then again, just committing my diet life completely to vegan, and just dedicating to really, really eating healthy, no animal products. I really believe everything had a part of where I am physically and mentally. Again, physically, I feel amazing. Thank God I'm here today, and
Yes.
I have no physical really inabilities. And my knee today, about 8 months later now, um, it feels great. Sometimes I do feel, the fact that there is no meniscus, you can feel that. Um,
Okay.
yeah, you can
Does
actually
it hurt
feel.
when you kick?
No, 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 no. So it doesn't hurt when I kick. But there's sometimes when I do maybe some pivot movements, I can feel the meniscus not there. But there's never
Hmm.
any like pain to where like I just pinched my meniscus. There's no meniscus, so it doesn't hurt.
Okay.
So yeah, yeah. So there's no pain like that. Um, but I'm here and I'm healthy, thank God, um, and I qualified for the Olympics with all that recipe that I believe that really was the equation for it. Yeah.
No, well done, you. I mean, that's an amazing story.
Thank you.
A lot of
Yeah.
people, when they take on a major injury, which a meniscus injury is,
Yeah.
uh, that would defeat them. And there are many footballers that sort of have that kind of injury, and it takes a very, very long time to heal, let
Yeah.
alone to sort of come back from and qualify for the Olympics. So how's it making you feel now that there's been a delay in the actual date for going out there and competing?
Well, yeah, you know, I was planning like my whole, even from August of last year, I've been planning July 2020.
Yeah.
Or yeah, July 2020. So
Mhm.
even before I qualified for the Olympics, I was making plans to be at Tokyo this year.
You bought
So,
the ticket.
huh? What's that?
Bought the ticket and then make sure that you get there.
Yeah, right, right, exactly. Well, and so now, after I actually qualify and now I'm actually able to make the plans and I heard the news, I'm actually very, very at peace with it. I actually think it's a good decision because there's no tournaments that we can go to prepare for the Olympics.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so it kind of puts me and other athletes back, like in our preparation. So going up to the Olympics and fighting, I probably wouldn't feel like we had enough time to do that. And
Hmm.
we probably would, you know, but at the same time, just mentally, just being able to go to tournaments and feeling satisfied that you did your part before the Olympics. So I think it's a good decision. It gives me more time to prepare, and it gives me more time to do other things in my life that I have planned and that I've been planning for a while, and that I was
Okay.
actually planning for after the Olympics. But now
Yeah.
that the Olympics are next year, I'm making rearranging my plans and just adjusting to everything that's going on.
So,
But
so
yeah,
what have you brought forwards then? What are you changing in particular?
as far as my training,
No, so you say
oh, my
you had some
plans.
ideas of, yeah, what you were going to do after the Olympics that you're bringing forward. So what will that be then? What's that going to be?
Yeah, so after the Olympics, I was planning on opening my Taekwondo gym
Mhm.
and going full force with that and promoting and doing all these things with it. So I was really planning to open my Taekwondo school like in the fall of 2020
Mhm.
um, of this year. But now with the Olympics, you know, not until next year, I've decided to go ahead and change that and go full force with it right now and have an opening date of late July to early August.
Okay.
So yeah, yeah. So now I'm really focusing on opening up my Taekwondo facility, but it's
Mhm.
not just going to be a Taekwondo facility. I'm super excited about this that I got on board a parkour athletes
Okay.
to go ahead and make
Do
this
we know them?
facility. Well, one of them is my boyfriend,
Okay,
and
fantastic.
he's a amazing parkour athlete, very
I've
well
seen some of
known.
his moves, I think.
Yeah, yeah, I am always posting him. So if you ever look at my stories or Instagram, you'll see him doing all the cool stuff that parkour athletes do. And then one
Mhm.
other athlete who's been featured in ESPN, and so they're both very amazing parkour athletes. And so we're going to combine the facility of Taekwondo and parkour programs. And so the
Mhm.
facility is going to be something super different in the state of Texas, at least. There's nothing really like it. Um, so if you're in the Houston area or even in Texas and ever want to check out the gym, the name will be Believe, Commit, Achieve Taekwondo and Parkour, and
Mhm.
we're hoping to open beginning of August. So right now, that's pretty much what I'm focused on doing, just opening that
Uh-huh.
up for August. Yeah.
So will you be putting on any online training in the meantime before you actually open up? Do we get a taster?
Oh, I would love to do that. And I did an online training with a blog yesterday.
Hmm.
So I mentioned to them, and I will mention to you guys, if you guys request enough, if I get enough requests for an online program, I would love to go ahead and open that as an option for the people who don't live in Houston or in Texas or whatever. I would love to do an online program. So if that's something people are interested and I get enough demand from it, I would definitely love to do that.
So obviously, as you say, at the moment, you've got the medical facility where you've got the option
Yeah.
to train. Do you normally train at another school? Is there what's your usual dojo? Where do
Yeah.
you pick up the skills from?
Yeah. Yeah, I train in the Woodlands, Texas, which is about 30, 40 minutes from my house in Houston. I train under Young Bong from he was a Mexico Olympic head coach. He's from Korea. And
Mhm.
so he has been my coach, my trainer since 2000, since the end of 2016. He moved here to Houston by the grace of God. You know, he moved over here right to my city. When I was looking for a coach for this Tokyo Olympic cycle, I was looking everywhere. I thought I was going to have to move out of Houston to find a good trainer because I didn't have really anyone in Houston at that time. And
Mhm.
by the grace of God, Master Bong, he comes and moves to Houston, and I said, "Well, hello there. Like, I would love to train with you. You're the answer to my prayers." And so I've been training with him since the end of 2016 till now, and he's obviously helped me get to my Olympic qualification success,
Yes.
and yeah, so I'm still training with him. It's just right now he has to have his dojon closed because of everything
Sure.
that's going on. He's so excited about getting back into training with me. He keeps telling me like, maybe this week they change it. No, maybe this week we can open. But we're so excited to get back into training for the Olympics. But until we're able to actually do that, it's just kind of a downtime.
Has he been your main inspiration? Who's inspired you as you've been growing up in Taekwondo?
Um, I've seen Master Bong since I was, throughout my Taekwondo career, because he was
Mhm.
the national team coach for Mexico. And I was always intrigued because there was like this whole Mexican national team and then a Korean who was speaking Spanish. So I was like, oh, this is so cool. Yeah. But I mean, I've had a lot of great coaches throughout my Taekwondo career since I was 8 years old. That's when I started. So I had a lot of different coaches who really has helped me become the athlete, the Taekwondo athlete that I am today. So growing up, I've had different Taekwondo trainers till 2016, whereas when I made the final like sit down, like this is my coach, lock in, and that's who I've been training with for the past 4 years. So um, Master Bong has helped me just get to another level in my career. So it's been it's been a lot of different trainers throughout my career. For sure, it's not just one person. It hasn't just been a one person thing. It started from when I was a little girl. So I thank all of my Taekwondo trainers that have been with me since I was a young girl. So it's been years of this in the making. So
Uh,
yeah.
dare I ask the question? How
hmm
old are you now then?
I'm 26.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So you got plenty of time.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I'm still young, I can my Master Bong, he wants me to go for another Olympic cycle, so
Absolutely.
we never
We're
know.
all expecting it.
Yeah, so we'll the focus is Tokyo, and then after Tokyo, we'll see how it goes from there. So
We got a little question coming in here. What Dan grade are you?
I'm actually a first on officially.
Mhm.
I know all the knowledge for the second on. I never did that. After I was 13 years old,
Mhm.
I stopped testing for my dons. So,
And focus on
this
sparring.
just on sparring. So the school that I was going to, I tested up into my first dan, and then
Mhm.
afterwards, my coach was like, "Okay, no more regular class. I want you to focus 100% on competition. Like no more of that. Don't wait." And not that I was wasting my time, but he's like he
Mhm.
wanted all my focus to be on sparring. So when I was 13 years old, that's what I just kind of put all that aside and just focused 100% on competition. And
Yeah.
that's why the next year I made junior national team, and the next year I made senior national team. And so that was the deal with the reason why I never really tested for my second, third, fourth dan, which I will soon do that. I think after my competition career is over, I'll go ahead and
Mhm.
focus on that. It's just, my focus is completely on competition and the Olympics. So, yeah.
Which is fair enough. So
Yeah.
if I was a new white belt, a child, just starting my journey, and I had the belief that I could make the Olympics one day.
Yeah.
What would that journey be? How could I get there
Whew.
like you have?
I mean, wow. To be honest, like when I first started Taekwondo, like I didn't think anything about the Olympics. I just did it because my parents told me to do it. I was a good
Was it for
athlete.
self-defense?
What's that?
Was it for self-defense or just
Pretty much.
for?
No,
Yeah.
yeah, it was pretty much for self-defense. Like my parents wanted, my dad was a professional boxer, and
Okay.
so they wanted me in a fighting sport, so I knew how to kind of, defend myself and fight if I needed to.
Hmm.
So they weren't going to put me in boxing, which is great. So they
You're boxing
found,
with your feet.
yeah, exactly. So my cousins were doing Taekwondo, and so they decided to go ahead and join me and my brother with them. So, starting off, like, if you had the dream to be an Olympian, even when you're a white belt, take it easy. Like, don't try and train for the Olympics quite yet, because it's a long road to go. And it's a marathon. So it's all about
Mhm.
pacing yourself. So when you're a white belt, don't think about going to the Olympics quite yet. You have to be a black belt really before you could even think, like that. And then once you are in that category, then it's go time to start changing your mindset if that's something you really, really want to do. But it's all about
Mhm.
pacing yourself. Don't get overwhelmed like you have to be an Olympian by 2024 or 2028, whatever. Pace yourself and live in the moment every day by day, not thinking too much about the future and rushing it. Just be in the present moment and enjoy your white belt, enjoy your yellow belt, and etc. So that's what I recommend. It's a lot of perseverance. So there's going to be a
Absolutely.
lot of setbacks if this is something you really want to do. But it's about persevering through everything, and just having the stamina not to give up and continue on the journey. So
And you touched upon your father a little bit there. So
yeah.
so it sounds like he's been a great inspiration. So tell us a little bit about his boxing career.
Yeah, my dad, oh man, he was like my inspiration growing up. Like he was like my dad, like dad was it for me. He was my superhero. Um,
Excellent.
yeah, absolutely. Growing up, I looked up to him so much because he was always boxing in the garage, or he was always going to the boxing gyms. Even at the age, like, I don't know, in his 40s, he was going to the boxing gyms after work and things like that. Like he never stopped. So he was my inspiration really growing up and seeing that. But he competed in the Golden Gloves when he was younger, and then he eventually turned professional. And
Mhm.
he had about 6 professional fights. My dad was a really, really great boxer. And he decided to go ahead and go into law school, and so
Okay.
he got accepted into law school. And once he did,
Yeah.
he said, I'll go ahead and retire, or stop and put up the boxing gloves and go full time into law school. So I'm very glad he made that decision. I think my mom is too. So
Okay. You
yeah.
you didn't fancy going into law yourself?
Oh no, my parents definitely, like, that was when I was little. It wasn't
Yeah.
about going to the Olympics for me.
Yeah.
My
Mhm.
dream was to be an attorney like my dad.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, that was it. Everyone, when they asked me what I was going to be when I grew up, it was an attorney. I was going to
Okay.
be an attorney. That was like what I wanted to do as a little kid growing up, because that's what my dad did. I would go to the courthouses with him, and I thought it was just the coolest thing. Um, so as I got older, I obviously, I was an athlete, and I knew that was my passion to do.
Hmm.
And I'm in university right now. I'm studying kinesiology, exercise
Hmm.
science, and I'll go ahead and graduate hopefully this year. But
Good
my
luck.
parent, yeah, thank you. My parents still want me to go to law school. They still haven't given hopes up. Yeah, they still want me to go to law school. So, and I told them,
You
I
don't
said,
need to. You've already got a lawyer in the family.
There you go. I know. Well, it's
So,
just yeah, they want someone to take over the business.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they were counting on me to do that, but I'm hoping my little brother will take it over and they'll be happy with him.
So, and you touched upon your boyfriend there. You said he does parkour. So does he ever get you doing some parkour moves?
Oh yes. I can't say
I
this.
mean, you've got to be careful with that meniscus, you know.
I know. I can't say it now that I hope my coach Master Bong isn't watching this. He
We
told
won't
me
tell
like
anybody.
right, exactly. He told me like a week ago we spoke and he's like, none of this parkour, none of this jumping, none of this. Now 100% Tokyo. Uh, so I was like, no, absolutely. 100% no parkour. We won't do any of that. But yeah, before I will tell you, like I went to my boyfriend's seminar. Actually, that's how we met. And so
Okay.
it was a parkour kind of seminar, and so that's how we met. And I wanted to learn more from there, and I wanted to continue on. And so I after my surgery, after my meniscus surgery, I started doing a little parkour, and he was teaching me some cool stuff. And
Yeah.
man, I was like, after Tokyo, I want to really get into it. So we're gonna have to wait a while before I really, really try and get into some more parkour stuff.
Well, have you switched it up in the ring? Have you been coming out with techniques that have never been seen before because of the parkour base?
You know what? We discussed that. That would be some really cool stuff, like to do a flip off of your opponent or something, and maybe even score that way. I don't
Yeah,
know.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite combinations? What do you use in the ring the most, or is that a secret?
Oh no, no, I'll give it to you guys because you know, everyone, I think if they watch me fight, they know that I love to do spins.
Yeah.
So I obviously you got to make it a surprise. You can't always do it, so you got to do it in the right time. So I love autobahns, 360s. I love back kicks. I love hook kicks. I love your basic cut kick because you got to do that. I love axe kicks. I love punches. I love it all, really.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much you'll see me do a lot of those techniques for sure.
We were talking to Showtime yesterday, and he said that all of his techniques when he's in the ring are just totally organic. He practices them outside the dojang or inside the dojang, and then when he gets into the ring, he just lets it flow. What about yourself? Do you go in with a game plan and specifics, or do you just let it flow?
Oh, you got to let it flow for sure. I think a game plan is good. I make my game plan for the Olympic qualifiers, for example. I had a game plan for everyone who I was gonna fight, who I thought I was gonna fight, and so I pretty much knew what was might be coming. And so you have to go in with a game plan if you know the person you're gonna fight, but always be willing to throw the game plan off and just go with what's there in the present moment. So not being too fixed on the game plan, but allowing that game plan to kind of give you the confidence of what you're going to do. But if different circumstances arises when you're there, you just got to let things flow and just let things just present itself and just do it and not think about it too much. So like, for example, when I was fighting Canada at the Olympic qualifiers, I knew she kept doing the same thing. And I kept telling my coach in between rounds, like, I think a spin is going to, a timing with a spin kick is going to be good. And I said, what do you think? I would say it, I said it after the first round. I said after the second round, I said, I think a spin, I think a spin. And I would ask him just to get the confidence from him back. And he's like, it's there, it's there. So I knew it was there, so I just waited and waited and waited with the last minute left, and I went ahead and timed and just spun and scored a 360 to her body, to the back of her body, and that was it. That's how I won.
Fantastic.
So yeah, it's, you know, kind of like, you know, if you know what they're gonna do, kind of plan, you know, for something with that, to counter it. But like Cho said, you know, you practice here in your dojon, and so when you get out there to fight at a tournament, it should just come natural. It shouldn't be anything
Yeah.
forced or overthought, and it just needs to be like something that's second nature to you that you just do. So if you think about it too hard, it's not gonna come out. And if
Yeah,
it comes
no,
out, it's not gonna look too good, or it's not gonna be a good decision.
and who would your most feared opponent be?
Um, Man, I get this question a lot,
Hmm.
and I, I say at that level, like the level that we're at, everyone has like the same opportunity. Everyone has the same, like level of anyone can win, anyone can lose kind of thing. I don't see it like, oh, this person is gonna take it all, because everyone is human. Everyone is going to make mistakes. Everyone is going to have a bad day. Everyone is going to have a good day. And so when I look at the girls that have now just qualified for the Olympics in my category, I say everyone's good. I'm not going to say that this person is most likely to win, because in my heart, you know, that's
You
how
want to win.
you, exactly. So for me, I go in it to where, like, you know, this is where just gotta show up and just do what I do. And you know,
Hmm.
I might not be like the highest ranked right now, because I haven't been going to a lot of tournaments and stuff like that because of injuries,
Hmm.
but that's okay with me, you know, because you just show up and do what you got to do, and then make surprises.
Well, I see also, you know, Harang Sam.
So yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Where do you know him from? We're interviewing him tomorrow.
So cool. He's awesome. So this is a funny story actually, with Sam. Um, we started following each other about a year ago, or more than
Mhm.
that or something, just because like he's a great martial artist, and you
Yeah,
know,
he's got some
so
good moves.
yeah. So we started kind of connecting on Instagram, and then I met my boyfriend, where we got together in June of last
Mhm.
year. So I met him in June, and we started talking. Oh, no, no. Okay, so we connected through Instagram. Me and my boyfriend, we followed each other on Instagram, and then I saw that he knew Sam, and
Okay.
yeah, I saw that he knew Sam, and so I asked him. I said, "Hey, Juan, do you know Sam?" And then I showed him a photo, and my boyfriend told me, he's like, "Yeah, he was on tour with me for like 3 years,
Okay.
on the
Knows him
Marvel
well.
Live." Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
my boyfriend was on Marvel Live for about 3 years, and so
Hmm.
Sam was on tour with him. So they toured together on Marvel Live. So
That's amazing.
yeah, I thought it was so funny. I was like, oh my God, this is a small world. And then Sam found out that we knew, me and Juan even knew each other and were together, and he was just like, what? This is crazy. Like, small world.
Yeah. And have you
Really
done any
funny.
training with him? Have you met up since?
Sam, yeah, I did a seminar with Sam back in January of this
Mhm.
year. So I wish we could have done a video together. That would have been really cool. But
I was
I
looking
just,
forward to that.
I know I'm
What
gonna have to
happened?
go back. I'm gonna have to go back. It was a short trip. I'll definitely go back, and Sam, if you know, make sure he knows. I'll tell him we gotta do a video together and make something cool. Yeah, that'd be
I'll,
awesome.
I'll tell him tomorrow.
Yes, yeah, sounds great.
I'll
Sounds
get the
great.
okay from Sam tomorrow. We've had the okay from you, so we'll make it happen,
There you
and
go. That's all.
then we'll post it on each other's pages.
Yes, that sounds
How's that for a
good.
deal?
That sounds great. Exactly.
And so, a couple more questions. So,
Yeah.
do you do any other sports? Did you do any other sports before you did Taekwondo?
Yes. I'm sorry. Does the lighting look bad now? Did I do something?
Yeah, it's gone a
Oh,
little bit dark. Yeah, when you flick
sorry.
it back, there you go. There you go.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
I might have to go ahead and pull my headphones because it might
Yeah.
die on me.
No, that's fine.
There we go. Yeah, so when I was growing up, I actually did a lot of different sports. I was an athlete. Like I did any sport I did. Not to sound cocky or anything, but I was good at it. I was really good. And so
Hmm.
growing up, I played soccer, I did basketball, I did track, volleyball. I love to play football with the guys, but that wasn't a thing for girls. American football, that wasn't a thing for girls. But growing up, I played a lot of soccer, and I was really good. I was in a Premier League for 16-year-olds,
Hmm.
and so Premier League, like it's pretty much guaranteed that you get a good scholarship to a university somewhere. But I decided to quit once I made a senior national team at 15 years old. I said, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and hang this soccer career up and just focus on this. It's really what I love the most. Um,
Hmm.
and so I didn't mention, but I used to compete for USA, the Team USA, when I was 14, 15, 16. And then when
Yeah.
I was 17, I got an invitation from Puerto Rico to compete for them. So because my family is from Puerto Rico, I took that invitation. And at 17 years old till now, I've been competing for the beautiful country of Puerto Rico.
Okay, wonderful. And have you been over to Puerto Rico a few times?
Oh yeah, I've lived there for throughout the years. So
Ah,
yeah,
wonderful.
second home for sure. I'm there all throughout the year, and if not,
Hmm.
just like months at a time, or how however much I need to be there, I'll pretty much be there.
How do the training facilities compare?
In Puerto Rico, they're nice. They're not like top of the line, a lot of the places, but
Hmm.
you can definitely find some gyms. Like the gym that my best friend has, Cologne, he has a gym in Puerto Rico. Um, excuse me, and it's one of the nicest gyms I've been to ever. So it really just depends. You know, it's just you have it all really. You have it all, but
Hmm.
just depends. Yeah, like
Okay.
really.
So give us a typical day in the life of Victoria Stamburgh.
Right now, it's crazy.
Yeah, we know what's going on now.
Right
No,
now.
a typical day.
Oh man,
For
yeah.
the
Right
next few
now,
weeks, these days are going to be pretty much the same, but
yeah.
yeah.
No, no, but right now it's been just like a lot of wake up, get on my laptop, make flyers, make the schedule,
Hmm.
just stuff like that. Get the logo ready, talking to brokers and getting a location set. So it's like right now, it's a good time not to be doing a lot of like training and everything because I'm just
Hmm.
like going all in with the Taekwondo school and trying to get that up and running. So right now, it's a lot of just uh, of doing the Taekwondo school and work with that. But typically, like if I'm on my training regimen, this training, focusing on the competition, I'll pretty much wake up. I'll read. I love to read my Bible and to get the day started on a positive note, and then I go to either a physical training. I do my physical training in the morning, and then
Hmm.
come home, probably do some homework. I'm still in university, and then if it's a Taekwondo day, I'll do the same thing in the morning, but then add in my Taekwondo training at night, and that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Hang out with my boyfriend. We love to go and explore things and um, find vegan restaurants. That's pretty much
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay. So a couple more things. So we've been trying to set a Taekwondo challenge with all of our guests. And so either now, if you like, or on your page, if you could share something in the story of a challenge that, you know, all of our followers could try. Have you got a couple of simple techniques that you could maybe demonstrate to us now that that we could try at home?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not warmed up. I'm a little tight, but I can try and do something right now. I'll get my boyfriend to hold the camera, and I can try and do something here in my room. How's that?
Okay, that'd be great.
All right, give me a second while I kind of get things ready. Okay. So here, or maybe it's good in my Taekwondo room. This in my media room actually, but I Taekwondo gym set up there. Okay. All right, we got my.
Okay, here's Bob. Hi, Bob.
So here we go. Here you go. All right. So make sure we got a good view of everything. Make it the bed. All right, let's see what we do. All right, everyone. You know, like I said, I like to do spin kicks. There's the Bob, yeah. So I'm gonna do, let's do like an Audubon and then back kick and then hook kick, okay? Just kind of warm up. All right. If I can't do, feeling a little.
I don't want you to injure yourself. I don't want to be blamed for anything. I said I don't want you to injure yourself. I don't want to get blamed for anything.
We're gonna do something pretty simple, okay? It's just gonna be an Audubon back kick, okay?
Okay.
All right. How's that for not warming up?
That's superb. That's superb. I can feel Bob's pain.
yeah, I didn't kick hard at all. So it's just Audubon, back kick, non-stop.
Audubon, back kick. Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, I'll switch the screen.
That's great. No, this has been great. It's been a revelation. As I say, if you can set a small challenge on your page and share it from your story to our story, then we'll post that.
Yeah.
We've been talking to Victoria Stamburgh. I'd like you all to go over, follow her page, go and have a look at what she's doing on there. She does some great things. Give her a follow. We've been talking to Victoria. Victoria, thanks so much for your time. We really appreciate you giving up this time on a Sunday to tell us a little bit more about what you do and why you do it. And it's been great talking to you. Taekwondo.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor, and we'll definitely get that challenge over to you. Wonderful.
Thanks again, and we'll speak soon.
Bye. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye now. Okay, everyone. So that was Victoria Stamburgh. Hope you enjoyed the interview. Tomorrow we have Parang Sam, who Victoria was just talking about there. He's going to be on tomorrow. He's going to tell us a little bit about some of the kicking techniques that he does, some of those amazing tricks that he does. I'm going to try and get him to demonstrate something if it's possible, but I'm sure it will be a great interview. Hope you all enjoyed that. Tune into the next one, which should hopefully be about this time tomorrow, about 6 o'clock. Taekwondo. You've tuned into Taekwondo Worldwide, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you.